Now we're going to talk a little bit about on-screen takeoff and using PDFs in Highlands. Uh, PDFs are how a lot of information gets passed around anymore, blueprints, things like that. So let's just take a look. If we go into Takeoff here, we'll move this Takeoff screen over here to the larger screen. Generally, on-screen type work works best if you're using two screens because you can put this screen on one and you can put the on-screen, the drawing, on the other. But for purposes of a screen recording, we're going to use a single screen here. When you're using a single screen, you can switch back and forth between the two pretty quickly, just like that. So the first thing we're going to do is look at over here. This matches what's over here. We change one, the other one changes. So the two are coordinated. What happens here happens there. So let's go in here and we'll pull in a drawing. I'm going to grab this guy right here. And let's take a look at what we got here. So page 1 of that PDF is drawing P12. If we look at it, we can see its scale is listed somewhere right in here. Scale looks like 1/8. So let's go over here. We're going to say this page is P2.12, scale 1/8. And we can put a version or date in if we want, or we can just put in a description here, or we can even leave the description blank. But I'm just going to call this, what we call this, plumbing, page 1. I don't know. And I'm going to save that. Now it saved that. And what it did is it saved that PDF, that page's PDF out into a separate PDF, and it connected it to a drawing in Highlands. Now the reason we're doing that is because this PDF set could actually be hundreds of pages long, and it could be we only care about 2 or 3 pages in it, and this lets us bring them out. So let's see here. This one here, drawing P2.13, and it's probably going to be at 1/8 scale too. So we're going to put in the scale at 1/8. And let's see, 1/8. And again, the description can be whatever we want it to be. Sector 3. Or it could be no description. Save that one. Alright, so we can see which pages we brought in, and that'll keep track of it for us there. Now if we close out of here and go back here, now we have all these and we can edit them. So let's pop into here. Notice it always said it has the drawing set over here as P2.12 already now. Now, that's just bringing them in, not the takeoff on them. And we'll build a menu and things for takeoff in a minute. That's part of what we want to learn. But this gets the drawing in here. You can zoom around. You can look at it. It's all tied in. Everything is saved back over onto here. If we were to look at our drawing button here, we would see the file it came from and everything about it. So that's how to bring in the drawings. And we'll continue on with the takeoff shortly. In terms of actually doing some on-screen takeoff here with a PDF, I'm going to take off this 3-inch line here a little bit. So let's go pipe 3-inch, and it starts right here. Then I'm going to throw in here a reducing T, which is a 3x3 by, what we got there, 3/4. I'll pop that right there. And I've got another reducing T over here. Looks like that's a 3-3-1. I'm going to pop that right here. And over here I've got another 3-3-3/4, it looks like. We're seeing a little bit of bounce because we're doing this on a single screen. Run that. and because we're using the screen recording software. And we're going to come down here. It's like another 3 by 3 by 3/4 right there. And another one right here. And we're going to throw in a 90-degree elbow right here. And another one right down here. Then we're going to move across over to here. What we got over here? Move it up a little bit. So that looks like another reducing T, a 3 by 3 by 1/4. So reducing T, 3, 3, 1/4. Pop one of those right here. Keep moving a little bit here. What do we got up there? Let's see. We've got 3, 3, 1. Pop that right there. And we're going to keep going down here a little further. 3, 3, 2.5. Right there. And we're going to move our way across here. We'll call that good. We'll just leave the line right there. So now let's look back over and see what it did in our takeoff. So in our takeoff, it's taken off all those various fittings, their various sizes, and it's also gone through and measured the pipe in between them. So we can run through the whole system, taking out pipe just like that. And when we're done, we'll have it all saved. Some of the other things we can do with that is we can color code it. So we can come through here, and we don't have any systems listed in the way this is. Let's do it by spec. For each of these specs, we can come through here and we can say, okay, when I use that spec, I want the line to be red. And when I use that spec, I want the line to be green. So I can color code all the lines and all that kind of stuff, and I can set those up as standard colors that I use the same all the time, and it'll automatically color them. Or I can, on my on-screen over here, I can go set the color anytime I want, color a different line, different colors. So we can take off all these lines in here, save them all, control it all from in here. I'll switch to a different drawing, save the one we're on, and go to this one. And edit the next one. Do all our takeoff on that one. When we're all done, we'll have all our items marked on our drawings, and we'll have everything over here saved. So then, just like before, when we run and do our report control panel and recalculate, we just added some things to it. We still have this multiple screen thing again. Let's try this again. I'm up over here. Here we go. So we have no warnings, and we just keep evolving, adding more to this. But once we've got it in the takeoff, reports work the same as they always did. It's just more stuff in there. Everything else works the same way it did. So that's sort of just a real basic use of on-screen takeoff. Thanks. So let's talk a little bit about the menu and our on-screen takeoff. Now this is just a little bitty menu that we put in here and left this way so we could show you how it can be customized and built really easily. First off, we're in a tab called Menu. Let's just rename that tab, and we're going to call that Standard Items. And in our Standard Items tab, we're going to want some more items in this. So we go up to this Build menu, and we can pull all kinds of things off of here. So let's see, we've got our 90-degree elbow. Let's put a concentric reducer in there, maybe an existing reducer here. Maybe we want to throw in a riser clamp, maybe a weld neck flange. We'll throw a weld neck flange in there. So we can throw anything we want in here. Then we can set our move buttons, and then we can move them around as well. Switch around the order of them, do whatever we want with them, whether it makes sense or not. We can also change their size. make them more or less readable. Do it however we want to do it here. Let's see, we got a weld neck flange in here. We could throw in a weld inlet. Let's throw a weld inlet down there. And I don't know, a pull tee too. All useful items. And we can, you know, even up the sizes, do whatever we want. They'll all adjust. It's actually kind of fun to build these. We can set, let's see, let's set all the text colors on this the same. It throws that thing out of there. Do that again. Set all the text color. Each button could have its own text color, but that's kind of a pain to do. Let's just set them all something like dark green there. Now we can put in a separator if we wanted to. Let's put a new blank one in there. And maybe we want to now put on this same thing, we want to put some DWV items. So let's throw in some DWV pipe. And what else we want to throw in here? We'll throw in a quarter bend long sweep, quarter bend, a combo line and eighth, and a P-trap. There we go. And we can reorder those or change those however we want. Like a lot of times I like to take pipe because I take off a lot of pipe. Make it an extra big button, make it easy to find. You know, so the items you use the most, you might want to put in one place and the other item somewhere else. And you can add a whole bunch of items here. Now, this can have more than one tab on it as well. So I might want to say, let's do a new tab here. We'll go to this tab, and let's rename this tab Valves. And we could even, let's set a tab color for our valves. Close that, close that. Set tab color for our valves at, I don't know, light green. Ooh, that doesn't look very light green. Set that tab color for something a little less glaring, maybe. I'm not sure if that's much less glaring. It's like potassio. Anyhow, we can go up here and we can go to our valves. And any of the buttons that are available on our other screen are going to be available here and then some. So let's pull down a shut-off valve, and a throttling valve, maybe a check valve, you know, an auto ball valve, whatever we feel like we need to have in here. And let's close this out of here. And now we've got a valves tab, so anytime we want, we can flip over here. So because people do a lot of different kinds of work, really you can customize this menu to fit your work. And if you do a lot of different kinds of work, which is real common, you know, maybe you do office buildings, hospitals, and small industrial. Well, you could have a tab for each of those. And beyond those tabs even, you have multiple menus with multiple tabs on. So you can build anything you want. Now if we save this menu as the Highlands menu, that'll be a default menu. And that will also be, if you're in a network system, that'll be administratively protected, so you have to be the admin to delete it. But everybody could have their own menu even on a network system, because you can create as many of these menus as you want, and everybody does things their way. So to make it easier, like I said, that's your menu. You build your menu how you want it, and it's actually kind of fun. So that's all there is on that.